Good evening, everyone, and welcome on back to NFL Fever 2004. The 0-2 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the 1-1 Cincinnati Bengals, but it's a randomized roster, a fantasy draft of football teams in this season. We're getting there. It's Season 7 of Random Rosters. It's the Thursday evening game, and all of the helmets are broken. I don't know what's happening, but the helmets have been broken. I noticed this when it went into a demo mode the other day. And for some reason, the helmets didn't load in correctly for the Colts. And I thought, that's weird. And now they're not loading in for the Bengals. So we'll see how bad this gets. This is a new developing story as we take a look at Brian Dawkins, 15 tackles on the season. And Fred Taylor, 35 attempts, 196 yards, averaging nearly, or a little over 5.5 yards a carry and a couple of touchdowns. Going to be an interesting development as we work through the season. Does this game get more broken as it goes along? Let's all find out together. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. We'll be back Sunday at 1:30 p.m. and 5:15 p.m. and Monday at 5:15 p.m. We'll also have NBA 2K26 debuting 1 week from Saturday with the Trading Card League draft. Who is doing what? Now, this is the era of football where we are going to see the winning team receive. Why is their helmet? So what's interesting is, if you don't know, I'm using an Xbox 360. So it is running this through. Oh, it fixed itself. Nope, it's broken again. It's kind of fixed, kind of broken. Okay, all right. Weird. So we're running this on the Xbox copy on a 360. There is a big, helpful Wikipedia of the games that are backwards compatible Xbox to Xbox 360, and a lot of people have done work to put in notes about, like, certain things don't load or levels are too fast or whatever. The emulation isn't quite right. Some games are literally unbeatable. This game is on the list, but it does not list any problems. So this is actually a problem. Team helmets don't load in correctly. It's very odd. Oh, you know what? This one actually might have a problem. Hold on. I'll look it up as we see a 3-yard gain to the far sideline. Let's see. Xbox games on Xbox 360. There it is. List of games compatible. Compatible Xbox games, and we'll search NFL. That is a tackle behind the line. Find in page NFL. Not helpful. ESPN NFL 2K5 is there. That's helpful. 2K3. No, yeah, NFL Fever 2004 has nothing. There's no notes. Weird. There's a throw, and it's going to be caught. It's going to be interesting to see where they spot the ball. It was one of those where he had to come back and get it, and it's going to be 4th down and inches. I thought we'd get a measurement, but we won't. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be 3 and out to start this game. Oh, they're going to go for it from their own 39-yard line. They are going to go for it. They're going to throw the ball. It's caught. He spins away from the first defender, but dragged down. Bold move. For them to go for it on a 4th and inches on their own 39, and then to see the way that Jets-Dolphins game went, where they refused to kick a field goal, mind-boggling. LaDainian Tomlinson, Shannon Sharp, a couple of names there that you probably recognize. Like, for example, Need for Speed Underground 2 crashes when trying to load a race in the Burnout 3 takedown in-game demo. And I think actually the NFL Fever locks up when it's trying to look at the previews and whatever, but it's not important. It's going to be a false start, 1st and 15 from the Cincinnati 46, but the helmet texture is not loading in correctly is very odd. Thankfully, it's only one team. Yeah, I guess. So 1st and 15 after the big 4th down conversion and then a penalty. It'll be a single back set, 2 receivers top side of your screen. They're going to go with a handoff, spins away from the first defender. Blocked actually incredibly well, but kind of ran into his own blocker. That has been a consistent issue with this game, is that they run into their own blockers a lot. Actually didn't really run into his own blocker. The defender knocked him down. Okay. Angle made it a little tricky for us to see. So we take a look at the Bengals starting defense. 2nd and 3. Split back formation. Long drive here to open things up for the Steelers. A fake pitch, turns around, fires, tipped and caught. Wow, what a grab by number 39. Don't think you want 2 receiving options in the area, but it worked and bounced off somebody's shoulder pad or helmet, and nice concentration to snag it out of the air. Create a 1st and 10. Halfway through quarter number 1, I formation. Maddox pitches far side. Blocked really well. He didn't turn up the field quite quick enough. It's going to be tough for him to get the touchdown. But what? What's he yelling about? That's a cheap one, ref. See you out there. Cheaping it up. 2nd down and 3. Nice gain. That 4th and inches becoming more and more important as this drive goes along. What would Cincinnati have done with a lot more time here in the first quarter? They're going to find the end zone for the touchdown. Shannon Sharp's first reception goes for 14 yards and a score as Tommy Maddox, I believe, he started to roll out toward the far sideline, left the tight end wide open. And there was a nice mix there. Pass, run, or I guess run, pass, penalty, run, pass. And it's 6-0, extra point pending. Kick is up and the kick is good. So 7-0. Steelers out in front in this one.
Keep those holes open.
Between the 4th and inches and the tip catch, really good drive for the Steelers. Runs it back for the Bengals up past the 25. They'll probably mark it down to about the 26-yard line. Took it, a yard or 2 deep. This game is very aggressive about running the ball out of the end zone. Derek Carr, Fred Taylor. Another Taylor. Todd Heap, a Green Bay Packer. And it's 1st and 10. Call at the 25-yard line. Carr drops back and fires over the middle. Finds a receiver for a solid gain. 2nd down and short. 2nd and 3 to be exact. On the 33-yard line. They're going to go with a run right up the middle. Ooh, where are they going to spot that ball? He had forward progress. They'll give him the 1st down. That is a big break for the Cincinnati Bengals as he tried to bounce it and work his way up the field, trying to slide through the defenders. He got knocked back a little bit, and it proved to... It almost cost him a 1st down, but they get just enough. Fresh set of downs for the Bengals. They're going to go with a handoff, and he spins away from a defender again. Pick it up 6 to the 42-yard line.
Go crazy all over them.
There's a little float pass. That is going to be marked well short of the line to gain. He had to come back and get that ball. They'll give him no gain. 3rd and 3 from the 43. Carr steps back, fires, and finds a receiver for the 1st down. Pittsburgh, brought a lot of extra pressure off the right side or the far side of the line. Couldn't get back or couldn't get to him quickly enough. Nice job by Carr to find a receiver and just rip it in there. Fresh set of downs at midfield. They're going to go with a run. Nice job. Spins away from a tackle. It gets tripped up at the 38 by the ankles. Every time I think it's going to start to become off to the races, the defense does a good job making sure that they're getting a hold of the ankles, the feet, the shoelaces taking him down before the runs get too wild. Brian Dawkins, who they highlighted earlier. And that's a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers as we reach the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Steelers. Bengals driving here on Thursday Night Football on youtube.com/SeannosaurusRex2. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it on this new channel and new venture that I'm doing here. Single back set. Carr steps back, fires over the middle. It's caught. Fresh set of downs for the Bengals. Getting deeper and deeper in Pittsburgh territory at the 28-yard line. Just starting the second quarter. They're going to go with a shotgun pass. Oh, a nice job by the backs. That's been the thing that we keep going to. It's been the way that the backs have done a good job staying in and picking up those blocks, giving their quarterbacks those extra moments to get those passes off. Cincinnati, Fred Taylor comes through as that's intercepted. That's a horrible throw. He's going to run it back past the 10 to the 12. It's Brian Dawkins. His game stats: 1 interception, 2 tackles, 3-yard return. It's just a really bad throw. I feel like we should see them get burned more often on that specific animation. But a lot of drives do tend to end like that. I'd like to see a little bit more focus on the run game, especially we have LaDainian Tomlinson here in this game for the Steelers. And we have Fred Taylor as the running back for the Bengals. Both quarterbacks have thrown the ball well, 4 for 4 for Maddox. And I believe Carr was perfect there before the incompletion, before the interception. He was looking good as well. That pass falls incomplete. Bengals defense needs to stand firm, stand tall. See if they can get a quick stop here. 2nd and 10. Single back set. We're going to go with a straight drop. Fires over the middle. Caught and hit immediately. It'll be a gain of 3, 4? Yeah, they'll call it 4. 3rd down and 6 from the 16-yard line. From the shotgun again. Drops back. Steps and fires over. Shoots his target. He had exactly what he wanted. He had the crossing route wide open. That's very effective in this game from what we've seen so far. And it'll be 4th and 6. But there was nothing that receiver was going to be able to do. Almost got to the punter right up the middle, which is a little different. Typically it's the left or right side. I think it's usually the left side that the defenders are able to come crashing in. They haven't gotten a punt yet. But it always looks like we're going to get a blocked punt. It's very exciting. We're going to go with a run, and he is stuffed immediately. The line of scrimmage was the 33, and he got to the 32. 2nd and 11. A loss of, not really 1, but this game is very stiff on where the lines, or where the yard markers start and stop. Wow, Carr rolls, fires deep down the field. He's got a man open. He's in. 10-5 touchdown. James Jett, 67 yards. 7-6. Pittsburgh on top. Extra point pending. Carr looked like he was going to keep rolling near side and then stopped, and the defender, weirdly enough, over pursued. 1 run and a deep pass. One of the few deep passes we've seen this game. Doesn't love throwing it like that. It really likes those short passes over the middle and just methodically working down the field. And we've seen some big runs from the running backs as the kick is up and good. But passes a little deeper down the field like that, a little rarer. 7-7 now with 3:22 to go here in the second quarter. The kick is away, and it's well short. Boy, that's from the 12. They'll take it up past the 30 to the 36-ish yard line. I don't know what happened, if there's just significant wind or didn't get enough into it. That's going to be a really nice starting field position for the Pittsburgh Steelers, as we have a slew of divisional matchups coming up for you. Actually, there's one non-divisional matchup. So we're getting a lot of AFC North, and we're getting a lot of AFC West this week. That's a run. Nice find. Falls forward. Should have the first down, and he does, by a whole football. Sunday at 1:30, you can watch the Chiefs battle the Texans. Sunday at 5:15, the Raiders take on the Broncos. And we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap up week 3 on Monday, 5:15, with the Ravens and the Chargers. So all 4 AFC North teams, all 4 AFC West teams, 3 AFC North teams, and 1 AFC South team. Mathis picks up his 5th tackle already in this one as the Steelers work a little hurry up. 2nd down and 4. Clock is running. Fires near side. Intercepted on the sideline at the 41. Alex Molden, 1 pick and nothing else to show for his day, but that's a big interception. The Steelers offense, when they got going, they got going. Just a terrific piece of commentary out of me. 2:40 to go here in the second quarter.
Don't give him anything, D. You in for a surprise.
Split back formation. Carr's going to hand the ball off, trying to go right up the middle. Steelers have read that nicely both times they've tried to do that and met the running back in the hole. No gain. 2nd and 10. Carr steps back, fires a floater over the middle. Not really a Bengal in the area. Lucky that it's just batted down and not picked off. I'm not 100% sure who he was going for in that scenario. Bengals really did not need to go fast in this situation. 3rd down and 10. Looking, steps up, fires, and that receiver was blanketed by the Steelers linebacker.
Take it at him.
A lot of time in the pocket. Nice job by the offensive line. Just a very poor decision by Carr to throw it in that area. There was no real way to get the ball to the receiver the way he threw it. It was a bullet pass right to him. If maybe he lobs it over the top, but the linebacker might have enough athleticism to get up and bat it down. Just a bad decision by Carr. 4th and 10. The interception does not hurt the Steelers. How are we not getting more block kicks? I feel like we should be getting blocked punts every single time. But Gardocki kicks it 48 yards. It's a fair catch at the 10. And with 2:13 to go, Steelers take over. Following a couple of 3 and outs now, one of them off a takeaway. Offset I formation. They'll go with a run near side, well blocked. Finds a little bit of room to work. He'll get up past the 20, almost to the 25-yard line. Fresh set of downs as we will wind ourselves towards that 2-minute warning. Still plenty of time to work Tomlinson into the game. Like to see him be a little bit more of a factor. You have 3 timeouts to work with. Maybe mix him in just a little bit in hopes of a chunk play like that. 13, 14 yards. So they will go with a fullback run that time. That is blown up in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 4. A timeout taken. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They did not take a timeout. I thought I heard the whistle like it was a timeout. Instead, the clock is running. He's sacked. This would be a good time for a timeout by the Bengals. That is 2 plays for a loss of 8 total? Actually, the loss of 10. Third down and 20. Clock is moving. And the Steelers going with pace, which they really don't need to do. Lots of time, and it's blocked. Number 50 gets a hand on it. That saves the Bengals a timeout. And gives them some time to work with here. It's a messy couple of final possessions between these two teams. The game is set to the hardest difficulty. I don't know if that affects when the CPU plays the CPU, but I like to think that it does. But then I watch that and I go, I don't know. Not sure on that one. Ken Walter, 1 punt, 50 yards. Bengals try to send the house, can't quite get to it. The kick will be returned. It'll be actually fair caught at the 37. That'll be a fresh set of downs for the Bengals, looking to take the lead into the break. 1:17 remaining here in the second quarter. Master Chief. New game coming out this year. It's a remake of an old game. Master Chief Campaign Evolved. Or Halo Campaign Evolved. Going deep. That outside route has been there. How'd he drop that? Oh, it was a fresh set of downs. It was into Pittsburgh territory, but he couldn't come up with it. Whatever that route is, though, it is working against the Steelers defense. It's the second time a receiver's been pretty open on like an outbreaking corner. Carr's going to go with a handoff. Couple of spin moves. Gets up to the 42.
Great work. Way to go.
And we'll see a timeout taken by somebody.
Timeout for the Bengals.
Somebody said something, but I did not hear what it was. I just heard... It'll be a timeout taken by the Bengals. 1:05 at a 3rd and 5. From the shotgun. Carr drops back and fires. Oh my goodness, they had him again. That should have been a big play. It's a tremendous athletic play on the defensive side by number 90. Pardon me, which would lead you to believe it's a defensive end. Sorry about that. Lead you to believe it's a defensive end getting up there. I thought it was a safety or a corner. No.
Boston make the fair catch.
55 seconds remain. The last couple minutes of this half have been very long with a lot of incomplete passes. That's another incomplete pass. Shades of ESPN NFL Primetime 2002, which was a game that we, season 2, 3, maybe of random rosters, and my God, that game didn't know how to complete a pass. It was brutal. So a split back set. Maddox drops back, rolls far side, almost into the pressure. Instead, it's a completed pass. It'll be short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2. 47 seconds to go as he's tackled out of bounds. Another split back set. Maddox drops back again. Fires outside, blocked or tipped. Tipped right around the 30-yard line. Knocked away. Let me see what season that was exactly. ESPN NFL Prime Time. It was... Oh, boy. Actually, it was season 5. That was a mistake. That was such a mistake. This punt is away. The problem is, so I went and bought a bunch as this is going to be returned from about the 30-yard line. Nice run back up to the 50 into the opponent's territory. A 22-yard return, so he took that from the 30 to the 48. The problem is when you go look for NFL games, actually any sports game really, you go to where you know it's going to be NFL 2K, it's going to be Madden, it's going to be, NFL Game Day. Like, you're looking at the N's and the M's. But there's a bunch of games that have ESPN at the start, and they put those in the the E section rather than just cramming it in the football. So that must have been a late find on my part where I had like, okay, Madden will work and NFL Fever works and blah, blah, blah. Then here's this ESPN game that makes my life miserable as that throw is a little short for the intended target. 2nd down and 10. We are still in the second quarter, by the way. We've been here for a while. First quarter really breezed through it. Both teams looked good on their opening drives until Carr threw the interception. Since then, there hasn't really been a whole lot. The one big play for Cincinnati to tie the game is the lone standout. Otherwise, it's been a lot of incompletions. 5 for 12, 90 yards, a touchdown and a pick. 6 rushes for 24 yards. I think you'd like to try and get into field goal range. The problem is I don't know what field goal range is just yet in this game. As Carr drops back, looking, all kinds of time, fires over the middle, it's caught. Should have the 41-yard line, as we see a timeout taken. But that ball spot might be a little brutal on him. It's one of the most fun parts of some of these early season games is learning the quirks of it. It is a first 10, 37-yard line. I said the 42, and I was incorrect. My math was going the wrong way. So it's 1st and 10, 19 seconds to go. This is still not field goal range. And he missed a wide open receiver right over the middle. Second or third time we've seen that between the quarterbacks. That's exactly where you want to throw the ball, right? The idea is solid because you want to get it over the middle and get some yards after the catch. You got to be able to hit that target. Split back set. Carr drops back. Fires off his back foot toward the sideline. Incomplete pass. A couple of defenders in the area thought it might end up being an interception as we take a look at the replay here. Throws that kind of just up for grabs. And yet again, it seems like they have linemen out there in coverage. Second down and 10. You don't need much. I would... Oh, you're going to go for the field goal here. Okay. On 3rd and 10. We're going to go for the field goal. The kick is up. And it is well short. No good. Wow. I think you take one more play there. If Carr doesn't miss that receiver crossing over, he sailed it high on him. Might be the difference between a 10-7 game and a 7-7 game. 2 seconds remaining. Steelers potentially just one big shot here, or maybe they just run it to run the clock out. They will go with the run. Right up the middle, and that will do it. Half number 1 is complete. 7-7 your score. There has already been a tie this season. It was week number 1. The Raiders were involved, and I forget who the other team was. So I saw that when I was looking through the standings, and I was like, great, thanks. Immediately, it was a 7-7 tie. Team stats pretty even, which makes sense considering this is an even game. Though the Bengals do have, well, but their first drive was still good. The one big play did even things up. Wind may be a factor in that on that field goal. He'll take it deep from his own end zone. Kind of slid through a couple of defenders there and still made it up to the 25-yard line. If he breaks one more tackle, he might be off to the races. As we take a look at it here. So the Bengals 1st and 10 from the 25. Takes the snap and the handoff. Again, the Steelers are doing a good job. They're meeting the Bengals running back at the line of scrimmage in a consistent manner. Nice job by Taylor to kind of knock that tackle off and fall forward a little bit. Picks up 3. 2nd down and 7. First down runs have not been effective for the Bengals. And we might get an offsides here. We usually are seeing, we're going to see encroachment. We've been seeing a lot of the false starts. But the encroachments, pretty rare. 2nd down and 2. That's a big help for the Bengals to make it 2nd and very manageable. Offset I formation. There's a running play, and he's going to be taken down from behind. They'll probably give him a yard there. It is 3rd down. No, they'll call it 3rd and 2. It's a 3rd and short 2. Yeah, that's 3rd and 1. They're going to go with a run, and they can't get it. The Steelers defense figures it out and does an excellent job bailing their teammate out of the encroachment penalty. It's a 4th down and 4. I do like that the Bengals went with runs there, especially when it was really short yardage situations. 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2. I think you'd be tempted, especially on a 2nd and 2, to maybe try to take a deep shot. Though the Bengals, in their defense, if they were to have chosen that, they have had an open receiver a couple of times beat the defense. Tomlinson spins out of the first tackle and dragged down after a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 on the 25. Second down and 4. Pitch outside. Nicely blocked on the edge, but a good pursuit. And he'll be taken down after a short gain. 3rd down and 3. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter of our Thursday night action. Guy's losing his mind out there. Another run. This time Pittsburgh is going to be able to convert the 3rd down by the length of the football in a little bit more. Increased focus on the run game for both offenses here in the second half. They do feature 2 good backs. LaDainian Tomlinson, pretty incredible. He's going to try and break it back inside. I think if he stuck that to the outside a little bit more, could have maybe ripped a little bit of a chunk off, but hard to argue. NFL Game Day. No, NFL Game Day was Sony exclusive. NFL Game Day 2004, I believe. And the very weird NFL Game Day 2005, which is exclusively on PlayStation 1. Single back set, drops back and fires. That one's short, but caught. Gain of a couple. 3rd down and 6. Split backs. Drops and fires. Wide open. Nice throw there. Split the defenders. Accurate and on time. Fresh set of downs for the Steelers. This was how their first drive went. Pretty methodical. They had a good conversion on a 3rd. Technically it was a 4th down, but the Steelers, I think all their other drives have been 3 and outs. So if you're telling me that the Steelers are either going to go 3 and out or, pending the results of this drive, score points, that's a weird thing to have. Bengals bring a little bit of extra pressure. Maddox has just enough time. It's deflected at the last moment. Nice job by number 25 on the back end. Throw a little bit short and a little late. He was on time on that previous throw between the 2 defenders, but that one, defender had an opportunity to get there. And not a great arm there. So 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. We're going to go with a delayed handoff Taken down after a gain of 1.
There was no gain on the play.
Haven't seen that a lot. A delayed handoff. So 3rd down and 10. Oh, we juggled it and dropped it. The Bengals brought a little pressure off the edge, but Maddox got the ball out of his hands before it really mattered, and just a funky off the hands incomplete. So the Steelers do pick up a 1st down, but they are going to end up punting. Feels a little bit like some commentators' cursage, but not intentional. This will be a touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 with 11 seconds to go here, quarter number 3, and a 7-7 score. Tried to spin out of the tackle again. The 1st down runs are not working. Steelers defense has been there every time. That is the end of quarter number 3. 7-7 our score. A quiet couple of quarters it's been. Unless the Bengals scored in the 2nd quarter. But we'll see what the teams have on offer for quarter number 4. So from the 19-yard line, 2nd down and 11. Carr fires, and that's going to be caught. Nice job keeping a hold of that ball holding onto the ball through the hit is what I'm trying to say. It's a nice little gain there. Some of the drops have been really weird. Like if you said, "Hey, there's been some drops today," and you watch that play, like, "Oh, he probably didn't hold on to the ball." No, that was where he held on to the ball. One player sneezed in their direction, and they dropped it. Ew, gross. 3rd down and 4. Carr takes the snap, fires, and it's nearly intercepted. I was not sure who that was intended for. There was a receiver short. The ball stayed up there for a little bit and gave the receiver an opportunity, but there were just too many white jerseys in the area. It's another poor decision by David Carr, who keeps putting the ball in harm's way. He's already been burned once. Thankfully, the defense helped him out. But Chris Gardocki is going to come out for yet another punt. With 4:20, belays it, everybody. He'll return it from the 25-yard line, and he will get up to just short of the 40. Looks like the 39, maybe. It'll be a fresh set or a 1st down for Pittsburgh. First and 10 for Maddox and the Steelers offense. 4:10 to go. Takes a snap from the shotgun and drops back. Fires over the middle. It's caught. Should be a fresh set of downs. Sometimes this game feels like it's a little bit of a wild card. Good job by the receiver to come back and get the ball, meet the quarterback where he was throwing it. Sometimes they just love giving us some cinematic angles. They will call it a 1st and 10 at the 49. Single back set. Maddox drops back, fires quickly. Finds a receiver. Bengals defense really confused. There were a couple of Pittsburgh Steelers in the area for the reception. And the Bengals didn't really have a good defensive counter for that. It's a good quick throw by Maddox. And it gives them a 1st and 10. Maddox are going to hand the ball off, and the Bengals were ready. Their defense shot through the gaps effectively, creating a loss on a 2nd and long. Second and 13 from the shotgun. Maddox steps back, fires over the middle. It's intercepted. Oh, we left that up for grabs. That was too easy for Shelton Quarles, excuse me.
Remember, there's room on the sideline.
That is a brutal, just kind of a little float, trying to get it to 89 or 80. I'm not sure where they're going to converge. That's a big play for this Bengals defense. We'll see if the offense can turn it into points here. Starting to get towards crunch time. 2:40 to go here in the 4th. The Bengals have not gone back to that, what I'm guessing is a double move to the outside. It's beaten the Steelers defense a couple of times. As they continue to try this first down run, it is not working. Play action pass on a first down might work against this Steelers defense, which seems very aggressive in the pursuit of the running back on 1st and 10. Taylor does a nice job to initiate contact and spin his way forward for a 1st and 10. From the 40. Carr drops back, fires short, caught. He'll get pushed forward for a couple extra yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6 at the 44.
That's the 2-minute
2-minute warning. Second and 6 in a 7-7 game. They're going to pitch near side. Blocked pretty well. They're really trying to stretch out this defense. I like the play call. The runs up the gut going, off the center, not really working. Try to stretch it. Doesn't work that time. But the throw over the middle is complete. Cincinnati working with a pretty good pace here. 1st and 10 in Steelers territory. Carr drops back, fires, going towards the outside. It's caught and tackled inside the 30 at the 28. Might actually be a benefit that he got tackled. Going to give the Steelers a lot of time. I don't think he's going to make it all the way to the end zone. Helmet issue has seemed to fix itself a little bit as the game has gone on. It's a little there, but it's not as prominent. That throw might have been a catch. Yeah, it's a catch of about 4. He got knocked out of bounds, so the game clock stops. 2nd and 6. It's a big benefit to the Steelers. Bengals wanted to stay in bounds on that one. Carr dropping back, firing, and missed everybody. Again benefiting the Steelers. They don't need to burn a timeout. 3rd down and 6. Kicker has already missed 1 field goal. I formation. Kind of a jumbo set there. 1 receiver set to the top of the screen. Carr steps back, fires near side. I don't know if that's a catch, but it's kind of dangerous. 52 seconds remaining. Oh my gosh, they kicked it with 51? Oh my goodness. The kick is up, it's good. They didn't hold the button. This game has actually been good about holding and waiting for the play clock to wind all the way down to the final seconds, but I think that just made it. Wow. Bengals do not have a particularly strong-legged kicker, and the Buccaneers kicker got injured, which the game kept reminding me of. It's like, hey, would you like to let the CPU fix that? Might have been into the wind, which is why it looked like it was just barely good. That is another short kickoff. Bad run back, or not enough. It didn't take enough of an advantage of the good return start right around the 10. Pittsburgh just needs a field goal to tie, and the Bengals did them multiple favors. Completed pass that went out of bounds, an incomplete pass, and then even with the clock running a little bit, they got the field goal off with way too much time left. 43 seconds. Maddox steps back, fires. It's going to be intercepted. That should do it. The Bengals. They fell down early in this one. We don't see a ton of comeback victories. But into double coverage, maybe even triple coverage. There was just a lot going on there. Both Maddox and Carr have made some very questionable throws. And Maddox is going to get burned right here at the end. It's not over yet. Just makes it much, much more difficult. Oh, the Bengals are going to throw the ball. Okay, well, at least they completed the pass. It's a fresh set of downs. Timeout taken. There's no reason for them to do this. They really should just be running the ball. Looks like they might be calling a QB deal. They will. Pittsburgh will take their 2 timeouts, so it'll be a 3rd and like 16 or something. That'll finally end the game. Well, they really go far. They really go back a ways. Feels like in today's game, they don't drop back 3 yards and take a knee. They just get on their knee as quick as possible. And it will be a 3rd down and 16. Cincinnati is going to pull off the victory 10-7 over the Steelers. The Bengals will improve to 2-1. The Steelers will fall to 0-3 on the season. Actually, I'll call it 4th and 18. Okay, I thought they snapped it. I was going to be so mad. Well, that'll do it. This game panics me a little bit. 10-7, your final. And that'll do it here from Cincinnati. Got a game ball to give out, and it will go to Rashean Mathis. 1 interception and 6 tackles on the day. As we take a look at the highlight reel, I will bid you goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you Sunday at 1:30 p.m. for Chiefs-Texans. Until then, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy? Have a good rest of your night, everybody. I guess I can say enjoy the rest of your night. There we go. We figured out our outro.